Hey, welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam, and well, I'm outside. I'm on an afternoon walk. It's a very different experience for me. Um, After a long work day, get a chance to sort of decompress, and even the vibe of the forest is just a little different. It's good. Peak heat of the day. It's not intolerable, but it's a little muggy. Yeah, but the rhythm of the forest itself. Got some afternoon thermals, a little bit of a breeze or some air movement, something that isn't always present on the morning walks. All right, it's more of a stillness and a calmness. Might even be a bit damp in those morning walks, but here in the afternoon, I definitely feel some difference in the transition zones as I move from the higher, drier parts of our hardwood forest to get a little closer to the lake and start to feel the coolness in the breeze. But even the birds, all right, the robins that are chirping and the wrens, it's a different need for birdsong language, all right? So they're not out calling each other and checking in on one another and, searching for food. There's just a difference in which birds I'm hearing and frequency of their calls, the intensity of their calls. You just feel it. There's just a different vibe. Part of that is just my own headspace, right? I've had a long day, chance to decompress, goose fraba, right? Just let it all go and be mindful. Trying to stay in tune with my own body, all right? Just how am I feeling, all right? From my feet, right? Even just that change of footwear, getting out of my work clothes, transitioning into more of a barefoot walking style where my feet can actually have room to move, right? Rather than the footwear that I would normally wear at work, sort of a hiking boot or a work boot even if I need to, depending on what my work day looks like, right? Getting out of my uniform, my staff shirt, right? Yeah. Even the dog feels it, right? Out here with Mr. Indiana Bones. And I'm not as pressed for time. Yeah. Don't have a big agenda with what's left of my day. No need to think about the planning of that, right? In fact, I'm trying not to think about my day. Yeah, there's things on my to-do list, right? Plumb a new vanity, right? Water the garden. Enjoy good conversation. Check in with the family, right? But other than that, it's just a different intention, different feel to the forest. And part of that is what I'm bringing into it, all right? And what I can receive from the forest itself. So that being mindful in those changes, right? Start to notice how the forest is doing after some heat, after a little bit of dampness, and start to notice the change, right? So I don't get a chance to venture as far without the need of the morning walks. So I tend to take a little bit of a longer walk in the afternoon if I can, and that allows me a chance to explore. Yeah, and every once in a while, oh, there's a nature discovery. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on those, right? Some oyster mushrooms. Yeah, all right, we've got them coming out at different stages. All right, even right down here at the base of the tree. All right, so there we have it. Not much of a tree, but there's oysters all the way up and down. It's that time of year. So, yeah, I didn't come prepared, didn't bring any of my harvesting bags or my tools, but I know it's there. So I'll check in with the family, see what our stock and need is of some mushroom, what plans we have for the week and where we can fit that in. Yeah, but now that I know it's that time of year, maybe I'll start to slow down and be a little more intentional with my gaze. I know there are some sweet spots, all right, where I can look for different kinds of things. So that I'll draw my eye up and down and start to really look at fallen logs, dead standing trees for different varieties of wild edibles. Yeah, maybe find some some lion's mane, some corals. Might even spot some chaga on some of the birches. Tend to harvest those in the winter. But being mindful of the different smells that are on the wind, again with these afternoon thermals, definitely getting some different scents other than the dampness of the morning that I would on my usual walks. the air is moving a little different. I can feel it on my face, on my arm. Bird song is a little bit different. Smells a little bit different. And again, being out here in the afternoon, you're right, there's some very different viewscapes through the mixed forest. Right? There are different fractals of light and shadow at play. Catch my attention, cause me to notice. Different greens, more vibrant. Right? So all of this does bring a calm. It does bring a focus and an awareness and mindfulness. Right? An appreciation, some gratitude for what I have the capacity to do, making the time to do it, and a change in mindset to appreciate how abundant life is in the forest, and then I get to be a part of it. So many benefits to spending time outside. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Right? No more time in nature, improving the quality of life. It does have some financial benefits as far as it impacts, the likelihood of stress-related ailments, which are 4 to 5 visits to most emergency rooms are, stress-related ailments. So if I can do my part, manage my own cortisol production, find ways to introduce those happy chemicals of endorphins, serotonins, oxytocins, dopamine, spending time outside, connecting with my dog, connecting with myself, connecting with nature. Yeah. So it's all good stuff. It starts with going outside, but doing it intentionally, right? Spending time for myself, with myself, by myself, and the dog, all right? But really taking it all in. That's part of forest therapy, right? Part of filling my nature prescription. At work, I get a chance to participate in some adventure therapy through rock climbing, challenge courses. Get to take kids on small outdoor adventures, a little bit of wilderness therapy, working with kids in a leadership program, mentoring staff, training. Get to play with some horses from time to time. That's right. Part of feeding them and introducing kids to the wonders of what it is to feel safe and be safe and enjoy the company of a large animal. Right? A little bit of equine therapy. Yeah. But it's all part of being immersed in the natural world. So many benefits. So if you haven't done so already, do yourself and do those around you some good. Spend time outdoors. Do it intentionally. Be mindful. Be grateful. Right? Be safe. Right? Breathe. Smell. Listen. Observe. Be in awe. All right. We're going to get back to it. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time and support. We'll talk to you again soon.